Shalom, shalom, brothers and sisters. This is your brother Yahya Bandele. Welcome you to Team COFAH. I thank the Father for the opportunity once again to speak with you. There's a lot of work going on here. As you see behind me, the greenhouse is put up, and now this week we're going to do some pricing for some fish tanks and for some grow beds. So it's an opportunity for us to get these things going, because as we said to you, brothers and sisters, that we have to be independent from the system, which means that we're not dependent upon it. That doesn't mean we don't use it, we don't utilize it, but we're not dependent upon it. So this is what we're doing here, and so I thank the Father for the opportunity to share this with you. Brothers and sisters, what I want to talk to you about today is faith. And faith comes from hearing and reading, and from understanding what the Father speaks to us. So a lot of times I get questions like, how do you know if the Father is speaking to us? I don't know the difference between what the Father is speaking to me or the devil is speaking to me. And brothers and sisters, once you know the Father's word and his laws, and it's very clear to understand what the Father is speaking about, because he very rarely tells you to try to preserve your flesh. Even Paul says physical exercise profiteth little. It doesn't mean that don't exercise, doesn't mean don't look after your health. But your spiritual health and your spiritual dynamics of how you think and how a man thinketh, that so he is. And so as we come into these conclusive days, and as the armies of the world are gathering, and as the European Union and Germany, under the leadership of Germany under Chancellor Angela Merkel, they come together and they are deciding on how this beast would look. Because brothers and sisters, you have to understand, when we look into the book of Daniel, it says that this last beast on earth will be a diverse beast, but it will have the feet of a bear, have the mouth of the lion, and it will have the body of a leopard and the mouth of a lion. And so when you understand that, you'll know that the world will be under this old Holy Roman Empire, which means where Germany will be the financial backer of a lot what's going on within this world. America itself everyone's going to speak English. That's what the language, lion, English. The ruler of this last beast will be a man of sin, which is Obama. It doesn't mean that America will be the great standing that it is. He may sit here, but America is going to be broke. It's broke now. And so this will be a shell of itself in the months and years to come. So you're going to see anarchy. You're going to see wars. You're going to see financial hardship. You're going to see the streets of America paroled by the Army, the Marines, the Navy, the Air Force. Basically, you're going to hear it's going to be the domestic force. I'm not saying this to frighten you. Many of you, if you've been paying attention, you should be prepared. And the Father says that how did our brothers and sisters, those who are in heaven, those in Zion, how do they overcome the devil? The scriptures tells in Revelation 12th chapter that they overcame the devil by the blood of the Lamb, by the word of his testimony. So we have to overcome, and also thirdly, almost forgot this, they feared not their life to death. So you can't be afraid to die, brothers and sisters. We all going to leave this body. And so this is why when I say we pray and about faith, it's about not what we can do in this flesh, but what this flesh can help us do in the spirit that the Father's given us. We have to study to show ourselves approved, work and not needing to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth, because we have something precious within us, which is the Father's Spirit. And so when we speak with people, when we talk, and when we do whatever plans the Father has given me to do, we have to do it in the name of our brother Messiah Yahushua, unto our Father. And why? It's because there are times that'll come where people's faith will be shaken. Everybody, speaks of great swelling words of how strong and how powerful they are, how deep they are in the word. And so the fact matters that some folks don't have two nickels to rub together. And it's not putting your trust in nickels and dimes and money on the monetary system. It's about preparation. So my message to you today is prepare, brothers and sisters. And yes, you should have been preparing. And there's folks who've heard this message. There's folks who are involved in COFAH Network, don't have too much to do here at Yahya Bandele LLC team, training evangelists for apocalyptic ministry to come out from among her. So they've gotten a lot of these folks, they got one portion of the message, which is basically, anybody could be anywhere. You could be in the Netherlands, in Sweden. We had a brother join us from Sweden. And he could get on. He came on, this is years ago, and he would participate, because all he had to do is just pick up a phone and act like he was deep, over the blog talk. but very little participation in what we do here. And so, you know, sad to say, brothers and sisters, we're going to have to come to a point where a lot of folks who are involved in what we're doing, they're going to have to do more, not just in their flesh or with their monetary. That's not about what this is about. It's about their actions, about their sweat equity, about what they're doing, and how they can be able to participate. If they don't do it here, they have to do it in their own homes. Then show us what they're doing in their own homes. You know, so if they're speaking to our brothers and sisters, you know, like right now I was talking to Brother Michael the other day, and I said, Brother Michael, you know, which is my natural brother, also my spiritual brother, I said, listen, you know, it's important that you show folks what you're doing, because you're speaking to people's lives, but now you have to not only just speak it to, you have to show them that you're practicing what you preach. And so that's not only for him, that's also going to be for Brother Yakana, it's going to be for Brother Uriah, that's going to be for Brother DL, that's going to be for all the brothers who come before you and open their mouths and speak and say that they have some connection with the Father and His Spirit. Well, we had to practice what we preach, brothers and sisters. And since all those brothers, they know it or not, they answer to me, and then I answer to the Father. And they may not think so, but this is how it flows, brothers and sisters, because you brothers and sisters are too precious. You know, if you love me, feed my sheep. And so I understand that a lot of folks love to speak to people, but your life got to be one of a shepherd. If you're not a shepherd, if you're not a leader, then you can't speak to people in a leadership capacity. And so I do this because I love you, and not because I say it with my tongue. I pray that you see it in my actions, you see it in my life, you see what I do. And that's what I challenge all the brothers and sisters to do, to practice what you preach, because that's how we increase our faith. Not by just speaking the word, but we have to be doers of the word. And so, brothers and sisters, as we look and as we close down during a time where men and women's faith will be challenged, and where money will be short, where food will be in a shortage as well, we will have a hard time drinking clean water. You're going to have your neighbors as your enemies. Your own children will turn on you because they don't know which way to turn. And you have to be planted thick in the root. Your faith has to be sure. Your salvation has to be locked with our brother Messiah Yahushua. So this is how our faith grows. And I encourage all you brothers and sisters to read Hebrews 11th chapter. It talks about faith. And this is what we're going to need in these last days. We're going to have to carry the shield of faith. And always be ready to use the word, which is the sword. Brothers and sisters, I do this because I love you. Till next time, remember this. Don't let the ways of life wash you away. This is your brother, I pray, Yahya Bandele, saying, Shalom.